that I read out that were not did not show up at the start, and the girls, 13-year-old girls, are underway. One heat here. Now we do have there are quite a few scratches, but I'll run through the hip and the chest numbers, at least in terms of what I have. Austin Weirtrek will wear 1. Adriana Perrott will wear 2. Emma Furness will wear 3. Leila Chandler will wear 4. Zara Williams will wear 5. McKenna Kaufman 6. Jasmary Hernandez 7. Amelia Flood 8. And Sadie Sentman will wear 9. But I don't see 9 on the track, so we obviously have had some scratches before they got going. The records in this category, national records, is held by Sydney Johnson. That was set relatively recently in 2023, 10:03. And the meet record, the Club National Championships record, is held by Valencia Wright at 10:20. In terms of favorites, seed times coming in here. Leila Chandler, 10:51. Someone to look for. Zara Williams, 10:57. Makina Kaufman, 11:05. Austin Weirtrek has an 11:10, and Adriana Perrott an 11:15. They are, again, at least on seed times, coming in here substantially better than all of the rest in the field, although we've seen these seed times be somewhat suspect with previous races. And very early on, we see 2 runners who have moved off of the front in the early going here. Zara Williams on the front with that aqua blue top on. And tagging in right behind her is Jasmary Hernandez, and those two are the ones who are slightly off of the front. That last lap that they just completed, finish line to finish line, was a 1:26. So they're about on 10:45 pace early on here, but it is early on. We've seen with the previous races, there tends to be a bit of a fade from that first couple of laps pace that they set. Williams runs for Seven Locks Running Club. Another Bethesda, Maryland athlete. Her personal best, as I mentioned, 10:57. She ran that at the Westminster Youth Track and Field Invitational back in May of this year.
Our leaders now making their way to the home stretch. No change up front. That's Zara Williams, hip number 5, and Jasmine Hernandez, hip number 7. They come up at 5 laps to go. That's our first 1,000 meters reached since the 3,000-meter championship for a 13-year-old.
Hernandez fading a little bit off of the pace set by Williams. Leila Chandler is a runner to watch. She was closing rapidly in on Hernandez as they made their way down the home straightaway. Rest of the field not too far behind. This is still reasonably close, and there is the pack. So Jasmary Hernandez will have some company shortly, as Zara Williams now has a bit of a solo lead of 10 to 15 meters as she makes her way down the back straightaway. 1:31 was that last lap, so as noted, they have slowed a little bit. They're now slowed down to about 11:15, 11:20 pace, and there's that chase group a little further back that is breathing down Hernandez's neck, led by Leila Chandler.
Zara Williams, our leader.
Williams continues to lead, but the situation behind is fluid. Chandler now I can see just up into second. There she is, number 4, Chandler. She is moving quicker than anyone else on the track right now. Chandler is even faster than Williams. Williams is going to have company at the front, and will it just be Chandler, or will it be that whole pack that Chandler's dragging along with her? Chandler runs for Gulf United, the Houston, Texas area. We send out our thoughts to those in Texas, the state of Texas, impacted by the crazy and wild flash floods in the hill country in Texas over the last week. The images I've seen have just been shocking, quite frankly. Areas that were once dry, completely inundated by water from higher up in the hill country, brought down to the lower country by insane rain over the course of a couple of days. So again, our thoughts are with the people of the great state of Texas at this time of an emergency and a crisis in the Texas Hill Country area.
Back to the home stretch. Zara Williams.
Williams still with the lead into the home straightaway. But again, the fastest mover on the track is Chandler. There she is, now in the gap, and the runners that she was with couldn't handle the pace that Chandler was setting. She's gradually eating into that lead that Williams had. Makina Kaufman, Adriana Perret, and Jasmary Hernandez couldn't match the pace of Chandler as she accelerated to try and get across that gap to Williams. Although Williams is responding nicely here. She maybe got some information from a coach or club mates on the sideline that Chandler was threatening, and she has accordingly picked things up a little bit on the front. They both clocked 134 the last lap, so situation fairly static in terms of the lead. You can see it screen right over there. It's about 20 meters. Zara Williams, nice and steady off of the front.
So it was 3:35 for the first 1,000 meters for the young ladies. Now 7:29 at the 2,000 meter mark.
Williams was the AAU Indoor National Champion in the 3,000 meters back in March. So is used to running at this level, running for wins. She won that indoor 3,000 in 11:09. 2 laps to go from here for Williams. Chandler continuing to chase and just maybe closing that gap down a little bit. No indoor times for Chandler in Texas, not really a big thing owing to their typically warmer weather for most of the year. It's been a busy outdoor season for Chandler with all kinds of running and racing that she's done, so she's very experienced. And again, at this level, that not really sort of, if they're not at the high school level, they're not racing at the state level, so it's mostly club competition for kids at this level. In the junior, at the junior high school or primary school level, they don't really offer state level competition. Chandler continuing to chase. Williams with the lead. This is going to be the bell lap, and it'll be interesting to see what Chandler does. She's moving, though. I can tell that you can just look at the turnover of the two. Chandler with a bit of a higher turnover. The bell sounds. 400 meters of running left. Williams still with the lead, but it is slipping. Chandler charging now. The question is, when will the move be made, the junction made, and what will Zara Williams do? The last time there was an AAU National Championship on the line was the indoor season, and she was the winner of that. And Williams is responding. She is picking up. She senses that Chandler is not too far behind. And I definitely can sense that Zara Williams is picking things up. 200 meters to go now. And now Williams really starting to open up. Chandler looked to be closing that gap down, but now the gap is opening up. This is a great effort from Zara Williams as she comes off of the bend, throwing the head back, swings out wide because she's going to have some traffic to pass down the home straightaway. This will be a second AAU championship in a row. She won the indoor, and she will win the outdoor in 11:03.6. A valiant effort and a charge from Alila Chandler from Gulf United. It's going to get her in second, 11:10. And Chandler really emptied the gas tank there to try and close that gap down, but it just didn't happen for her. Kind of ran out of real estate before it came, but it was really Williams who responded. It wasn't so much the finish line came up too fast. It was that Zara Williams sensed that Chandler was there and responded in turn. Third place coming across the line. That should be Makina Kaufman. It is indeed a teammate of Zara Williams. Wow, they got a good cross-country program there at Seven Locks Running Club. And Adriana Perret was the runner in a desperate charge to get to third place on the podium, but comes up just a little bit short behind Kaufman. So it is Zara Williams, Leela Chandler, and Makina Kaufman who go 1, 2, 3 here in the 13-year-old girls 3,000-meter run. Rest of the field streaming across the finish line. Again, the top 8 will be eligible to go through to the Junior Olympics, the ultimate championship for youth-aged runners in the United States. And the fatigue of the runners is imminent as they come across. That was just